My Lords, the UK has agreed terms to join the Erasmus Plus programme in 2027. The scope of the programme is set by the European Commission, and diversity and inclusion is a key priority. Erasmus Plus dedicates additional support to people with fewer opportunities, which includes people with migrant or refugee background. Asylum seekers can benefit from a variety of Erasmus Plus activities, such as inclusion projects aimed at fostering social integration, virtual exchanges or school twinning.
I thank my noble friend for that answer. I am, I hope, like many members across the House, pleased that the UK's resumption of participation in Erasmus Plus is taking place, and I hope that by the summer there will be a website with further information available. Would my noble friend agree that Erasmus Plus supports the government's opportunities mission by enabling people from a wide range of backgrounds to take part? And can my noble friend also confirm that participation will enable institutions to collaborate with international partners on areas like innovation and educational improvement, and that will strengthen the UK's global reputation for education and training?
Yes, my noble friend is absolutely right. This is an enormously exciting opportunity for learners, for educators, for young people and for our communities. It's an investment in opportunity for our young people, for our workforce and our future, opening doors for tens of thousands of people across the UK to benefit from those experiences. And as my noble friend says, including the ability for us to learn from, but also share the enormously important contribution that education makes to this country, to our exports and to our standing in the world.
My Lords, I very much support the inclusion in this programme of those who have successfully got refugee status in the United Kingdom in order to strengthen their integration into our society. But can the Minister explain why it's also open to those who haven't yet established their right to be in the United Kingdom, those still seeking asylum? Many of those people's claims will ultimately not be successful, and I don't know why we're spending significant amounts of our taxpayers' money on putting them on a very expensive European scheme when they haven't yet established their right to be in our country.
Well, of course, the nature of the rights that you have as an asylum seeker means that an asylum seeker wouldn't, for example, be able to benefit from travel overseas. But were they to be volunteering or in education, they could benefit from Erasmus programmes there.
My Lords, Minister, in terms of diversity, particularly in terms of pupils from state schools accessing Erasmus Plus in particular, because I'm fearful that I don't want international mobility just to be the preserve of, the private sector schools.
No, well, the noble lord is exactly right, and that is why we need to make sure with this opportunity that we have with respect to Erasmus Plus that we do better than we did the last time that we were in the Erasmus scheme in making sure that we get the benefits in the UK. I think that's a job for all of us to make sure that our schools, our universities, our training providers, our colleges understand the chances and are able to take those up. And we see that being shared widely across all those who could benefit.
Of course this is to be welcomed, my Lords, but I'm more concerned about the million young people unemployed, 18 to 24-year-olds, not in education, training or work. I think this should be our #1 priority. We should be talking about it all the time. The number of apprenticeships was pitiful before COVID and has collapsed since. So can the Minister update us on what the government's doing to set an example, massively increase the number of apprenticeships in the public sector and require all those organisations in receipt of public funds or working on public sector contracts to employ apprentices as well?
This is a #1 priority, certainly in terms of my work in the Department of Work and Pensions, and the Secretary of State has been completely clear about the focus that we need to place on youth unemployment, on our youth guarantee, on appropriately spending the £1.5 billion that we received from the budget in order to make sure that we reduce that million young people who are starting their working lives neither earning nor learning, with all of the impact for them and the economy, and that we do turn around the 40% decrease that we've seen in young people's apprenticeship starts in order to provide opportunities for young people not only to be in work but to be in skilled work that will last them throughout their lives.
My Lords, it will cost taxpayers an estimated £9 billion to rejoin Erasmus. The projected special education needs and disabilities funding deficit for 2028 is £6 billion and likely to rise. There are always trade-offs, but does the government prefer to spend £9 billion on 17,000 students going overseas, or £9 billion on 1.7 million special education needs pupils and those mentioned by the noble Lord Austin of Dudley?
I'm sorry, I don't recognise those figures. What we have agreed is actually the joining of the last year of this round of Erasmus Plus in 2027 at a 30% discount, something not achieved by the government opposite, saving UK taxpayers around £240 million and ensuring benefit to tens of thousands of UK students, school students, apprentices, youth groups and sports groups. And I think that is good value for money in terms of individual opportunity and the change and the impact it will have on our status in the world and our education system's earnings.
My Lords, I am proud that both the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam University offer sanctuary scholarships to support talented students who have sought asylum in the UK. Noble Lords will know that many asylum seekers and refugees arrive in the UK already equipped with language skills, vocational training and indeed advanced degrees. Given the government's intention to introduce an international student levy on English higher education providers, can I ask the Minister whether any of the revenue raised will be reinvested in asylum seekers and refugees pursuing higher education or further education in this country?
All of the revenue raised from the International Student Levy will be invested into higher education and the rest of the skills system, including the reintroduction of maintenance grants to enable students from all backgrounds to be able to benefit from our world-class higher education. And I would just say as well, of course, our decision to lift the cap to index-linked tuition fee increases over the next few years will increase revenues to universities by £6 billion, whilst the international student levy will be a maximum of £1 billion, and that not until 27-28.
My Lords, it was an absolute travesty that we left Erasmus with Brexit. Thank you, my Lords. I entirely agree with everything the noble lady has said. But can I just ask her, are we rejoining Erasmus on the same conditions? Will our young people have the same opportunities as they had under the old system of Erasmus?
No, we're joining Erasmus on much better financial arrangements with a 30% discount for a larger scheme which will provide more opportunities for our young people and in fact for people throughout their lives, because in adult education you can benefit from this as well. But we will get the benefit if we wholeheartedly embrace the opportunities that Erasmus brings and ensure that across the country, schools, universities, apprenticeship providers, youth clubs, sports clubs are making the most of this opportunity.
It's to grasp those opportunities.
Cross bench, sit down.
My Lords, I think we all know what I do for a living. I would like to follow on from all the welcome for us rejoining Erasmus+, but following on from Lord Mohammed of Tinsley's question, it is vital that state schools and those people who don't have the opportunity to go on holiday abroad can join the Erasmus and can benefit from all this money. Could the noble lady, the Minister, be slightly more specific about how schools are going to be learning about this? Because I'm not sure that so many do.
Well, the noble Lord is right. We have a job, as I was just suggesting, to make sure that schools around the country understand the potential of Erasmus. That's why we will soon be in a position to have the national agency announced who will be coordinating this. As my noble friend said in his original question, there will be information available soon to enable schools, universities and others to be able to have the information that they need in order to develop the projects that will benefit children across the country.